let's talk about a huge new idea that's shaking up world politics. Imagine a new global power player, one built to just slice right through all the red tape and solve conflicts with speed and a whole lot of money. Well, a recent report from the Shasta Beacon, called A Bold New Era in Global Diplomacy, lays out exactly that. And believe me, it is making waves. So what is this thing? It's called the Board of Peace. And right out of the gate, the world is split. On one side, you've got supporters calling it a fast, effective alternative to the United Nations. But its critics? Oh, they're not holding back, with some dismissing it as a global clown show. So let's get into what the source material actually tells us. And just so we're all on the same page, everything we're about to unpack, the structure, the big goals, and all the controversy, it's all coming straight from this really deep dive report by the Shasta Beacon. All right, so first things first, what exactly is this bold new proposal? Okay, so the Board of Peace, or BOP for short, was officially announced by Donald Trump at the World Economic Forum in Davos. And its goal is, well, massive. The whole idea is to cut through the kind of bureaucratic gridlock that can stall institutions like the UN for years, and instead solve global conflicts with real speed and decisiveness. But where did an idea this big even come from? And what's the ultimate vision here? Well, funny enough, it all started on a smaller scale. The whole concept grew out of a specific plan for the Gaza conflict, which pretty impressively actually got the backing of the UN Security Council back in 2025. From that single plan, it was launched as a full-fledged global body in early 2026. Its initial UN mandate for Gaza, though, is only set to run until 2027. And that's the thing. That initial focus on Gaza quickly went global. According to its own charter, the Board of Peace's official mission is now worldwide to bring stability and lawful government to any conflict zone anywhere on the planet. So who's actually running this show? You gotta ask, right? Let's take a look at the leadership and, maybe more importantly, the funding model that's powering this new peace coalition. The executive board is definitely not short on big names from politics and diplomacy. You've got Donald Trump as the chairman, and he's joined by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, former UK Prime Minister Tony Blair, and Middle East envoy Jared Kushner. But here's a key detail. This isn't some open club you can just sign up for. Nope. Membership to the Board of Peace is strictly by invitation only, which is meant to create a pretty exclusive and, they hope, effective coalition of nations. And that invitation, it comes with a heck of a price tag. To get a permanent seat at the table, a country has to pledge a minimum of $1 billion. So why the billion-dollar buy-in? Well, supporters say this pay-to-play model is about making sure that every member has serious skin in the game, turning talk into action. But this is also a huge point of conflict. In traditional diplomacy, the idea is that every nation gets a voice, regardless of wealth. This model, well, it throws that idea right out the window. Okay, so they've got the people, they've got the money. So what's the actual game plan? What are they really trying to do? Article 1 of their charter lays out this really clear 3-step process. Step 1, build stability. That means stopping immediate threats and preventing things from boiling over. Step 2, revive governance. Basically, set up transparent, lawful systems. And finally, step 3, secure peace by taking what works and applying it globally. And the board's first real test is going to be putting this exact plan into action back where the whole idea started, in Gaza. They'll be in charge of orchestrating the aid, the security, and the rebuilding efforts, all in line with that original UN Resolution 2803. Now, as you can imagine, an idea this disruptive, this different, well, it's kicked up a massive storm of both high praise and some really fierce pushback. And this slide right here really lays out the whole debate in a nutshell. On one side, you have the arguments for the BOP. Supporters are saying it's fast, it's action-oriented, it bypasses political gridlock, and it can even help the UN. But on the other side, you have some serious fears that it completely undermines the UN, that it puts way too much power in a few hands, that the pay-to-play model just isn't fair, and that it gives the chairman way too much authority. And this isn't just theoretical. You can see this tension playing out in real time. Some of America's closest allies, we're talking France, the United Kingdom, and Canada, are all holding back from joining. The source material says it's because they're worried the board's whole approach doesn't really line up with the core principles of the United Nations. And that gets to the absolute biggest fear hanging over this entire project. Critics are worried that if the Board of Peace starts taking over key roles and sucking up all the funding, it could actually make the 80-year-old United Nations irrelevant. It could fundamentally change how the world handles conflict.
So, in the end, we're left with this huge, provocative question. Is the Board of Peace the start of a new, more effective future for global diplomacy? A way to finally get things done? Or is it a dangerous idea that could end up fracturing the very global order it claims it wants to save? According to the Shasta Beacon, that's a question the whole world is still debating.